Hello, welcome to Actual Play Apocalypse Keys. It has been some time, so welcome, greetings. Hi, nice to see you all. We're gonna play some game. We're gonna play a game of Apocalypse Keys. We're gonna pick back up where we left off. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he/him pronouns. I will be playing Ember. She uses she/her pronouns. Ember is a summon. She is destined to be the queen of the Cinder Throne, but is trying to rebuff that from that responsibility, trying to dodge it as long as she can, trying to thwart her mother's plans. But currently, I believe that she is trapped. Is as like 80s Madonna in a 80s. I'm thinking like.
I'm sorry. Do you mean in a material world?
I was about
Yes,
to say that.
I think she is trapped in a material world. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this is wonderful. Keds and big hair and lots of bracelets and bangles and amazing makeup away. So I'm pretty thrilled about jumping back in. How about you, Morgan?
Hey, I'm Morgan. My pronouns are they, them, and she, her. I play Celine. She, her pronouns. Celine is the surge. Basically, she, just was just a sacrificed woman, off to please the appease the gods for a sacrifice. However, in turn, got powers, and now, had it's. I don't know if she's still the mother of monsters or somebody else. I don't know. That title's been flung around and she's denying it. So, like you do. But currently is 1980s Selena, like with the hair and the white shirts and the big hoops. So
all of these monsters just absolutely denying their inevitable horrible fate. Like, no, like,
it's fine.
what?
No, it's not me.
No, I would never end the world.
Definitely not. What about you, Jen?
I mean, Civ might end the world a little bit, maybe. A little bit. I'm Jen Martin. I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing Civis, the Found, who uses they, them pronouns. Civis used to be at the bottom of an ocean, no big deal, made of stone, but not made of stone now, I think. Made of flesh, a little bit stone, maybe a stone hand, unclear. But the wings came back. I don't know. We're going to see how that goes.
It was like dream wings, right? They could be real. They could be. Right?
I feel like they came back in regular life. I feel like they started to. So.
Awesome. Oh, right. Yeah, you described how they were fully back in like Dream World, but then in the real world they're like coming back. Yeah.
They're like little nubs right now, right?
Little baby wings. Yeah. So that ought to be fun. It won't cause problems at all, I'm sure. Jamie, what about you?
Wow, I'm here thinking our characters have been really through it. Our players have been really through it. So I'm Jamie. I use they, them pronouns, and I made Apocalypse Keys, which is fondly called Apocalypse Kisses in certain circles. For obvious reasons, I think. But I'm very lucky, very happy to be the keeper for this particular mystery, and I'm really excited to get into it. So it's been a while since we played, so I think it's a good idea for us to do a previously on Apocalypse Keys kind of thing. And of course, because music is very important, I'm going to say it's like one of those epic movie trailer versions of You Spin Me Round by Dead or Alive. So it's like all slowed down with strong reverb. And it's one of those like pretentious prestige TV openings where we get like close-ups of certain items that are important to each of our characters.
Wait, you said it's like the slow down version of the song? So like the really like lower key sort of like.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that.
The minor key one.
Yes. Exactly. So there's actually a really good version of it on YouTube.
I was gonna say, didn't somebody make a fake movie trailer with that song?
They did. Yeah. Yes, it's exactly what I was thinking of. Right. Yeah. But yeah, so let's do previously on. We'll go in. Let's go in character keeper order. So I'll start us off, right? Just to establish. So we see a brief moments of like the 5 oracles back at the division headquarters, and how we know for a fact that if all 5 oracles name the same predictions or offer the same predictions of a particular potential apocalyptic threat, then we know that it's a higher threat, right? Unfortunately, one of the oracles has gone missing, and that's how we found ourselves in Cape Cod, trying to investigate. We know that there's like a mysterious school that appears like in different places in different times, but the students don't age from what we've seen in the evidence of the photographs. We know that the school is connected to Siv's father, who created the school for some reason. And we'll get back into the rest of the clues, but I think for now what we see is like Cape Cod, the trip up, our beloved NPC. I love him so much. Freddie Santos with the cigar chomping thing. When he walks into the haunted 80s house, we see him turn into a gym teacher with those short shorts and tight shirt and the sweat headband. Right?
Yes. I
But
seem to
yeah.
remember him being like, "Let me out of here!" And it,
Yeah, I'm like,
did not work.
no, I retired.
Not this again.
Yeah, I feel like I
Exactly.
do remember a not this again.
Yeah. Exactly. Freddy also happens to turn into like a 3-headed werewolf. So yeah, part of that prestigious close up is like a statue of a 3-headed werewolf. Yeah. So what do we see of Ember previously on?
Oh yeah, I think Ember. I remember us looking through. I remember us looking through the books in the library, and we saw we saw these pictures of all these, like, these haunted pictures of all these students, and then when we arrived at this school, it was very, very clear that once again, like, Celine, Ember like looked at Celine and was like, clearly, like, this is attuned to you, and like the Queen of Monsters. It's so funny because Ember totally admonishes her own fate, dark fate, but she is totally all about Celine's, and she's like, this is upon you, Celine, to resolve this horrible dark fate. She's sure that this Celine's like multiple clones or multiple existences, it must be tied to all of these kids like reappearing through the various timelines. Like, they have to be linked. Also, she's not 100% sure this is the same Celine that we knew from season 1, but she's kind of just like doesn't know what to do with that information. So there might be like this like questioning, like curious, can I trust you look, but so far, you know, nothing has come of that. And yeah, she is big hair, lots of bracelets, used to have flaming red hair, now has this like black hair but with like a red bonnet, like a red kerchief tied in it. And when we got to like partying and hanging out with everyone, she kind of got cut off from Celine and Civ, and this other cool girl who had fire powers was like, you want to come with me? And she's like, I guess. And in a way, yes, she looks like a younger self, but also she kind of feels like a younger self. She feels less confident, less sure of herself. Instead of summoning her ancestral weapons from the cinder plane, she's summoning like badminton rackets and like various sports equipment of the time. And then she found a previous version of her mother, an earlier version of her mother, which they were going to, summon and steal her power, destroy her. I don't know. It was bad, but we beat them all up. And Ember came, sorry, not Ember, Civ came to Ember's rescue to help beat up all these cultists and stop them from, brought them and like send her mother back to her realm. And she also sent her a little message of something like, be nice, like chill out a little. I don't know, something like that. This is good times. How about you, Celine? What do we see of, or Morgan? What do we see of Celine?
Oh goodness. Trying to remember. There's so much that happened last time. It was so long ago. Well, they walk in. She completely denies her mother a monster sort of thing. And if I remember correctly, she followed Brandon, the new spirit of the 3-headed wolf, I think. And he's not quite there yet. To a lab where they're doing some sort of weird stitching experimenting thing on him. She has someone who's crushing on her, which is weird because she doesn't know who this child is. I don't want to say child, but like young man. And then there was a voice that came to her that called her mother monsters or something and saw who she was, or everything is like patchwork in my brain right now, but those are like the main key frames. So I think right now we see her sort of like walking from that hallway trying to figure out where the others are.
You saw some weird like operation, right?
It was
you
like
witnessed...
electrically stitched together or something like that, or that's all I remember. That's my brain.
Poor Brandon is really going through it. But yeah, good. Yeah, and what do we see of Civ?
So I tried to talk to one of the kids who immediately thought I was my maker, who happens to be a professor there. No big deal. Kind of messed that kid up a little bit, if memory serves. I just was trying to like get into his head a little bit. It was fine. It wasn't fine. And then Ember left and I couldn't find her. And I ended up taking a little nap and looking for her in dreams. And what I found in my dreams was my mother, who my maker also made. And she's the one who made me forget everything because I apparently asked her to. She gave me my wings back, I think. Found Ember, woke up and crashed the party. As it was sort of ending already. Like I certainly wasn't the catalyst there, but I do feel like I remember busting into the scene and being like, that's my girlfriend. Also, what Sean failed to mention before was at the beginning of last episode, there was a proposal which had not yet been answered.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Because I was like, why was Ember feeling so despondent? And that's because
I didn't say yes yet. I didn't say
Yeah.
no, but I didn't say yes yet.
We had the family dinner. We had the meeting the family, which was very awkward and uncomfortable. Ash, my brother, was
I got a pretty necklace. It was fine. It was a fine night.
Necklace from my mom. Not at all weird. Come here, lovely creature. Let me give you a beautiful necklace.
It's not haunted.
Not. You pass it down to your child to give to their loved one. You don't do it yourself. It's bad form, Mom.
It's true.
Yes. But yeah, that's why Ember, thank you. Because I was like, Ember was feeling really distant. Why was that? And it's because Civ had not responded to her proposal, and she was like freaking out. Does Civ not want to be with me? Are they trying to break up with me? And that's why they were lured away. Well, that's why she was lured away. Yeah, my mom just skipping the middleman. No, important stuff, Mom. Cinder Queen.
100%. I distinctly remember Civ going like, I'm gonna come through because I'm gonna tell my girlfriend yes. Yes. We haven't gotten to that point yet.
So. And I want to, even if this is completely retconning, I want to say that when Ember saw younger version of her mom in this summoning circle and she went to go talk to her, that all the cultists were like, sweet, it's a twofer, like we'll sacrifice them both, right? Like I feel like in some way, by going to the center of this summoning circle, the Ember was very imperiled, and that Civ really kind of like Kool-Aid Man busted in there and was like disrupted the ritual, and then the big brawl went down. But
perfect. Yeah, I love that a lot. Okay, so I think with that, we see, like, from all those different distinct pieces, the camera pulls out and we sort of see like the house/school from a different angle. It almost looks like a dollhouse, right? And we see the room start to shift and move, and the walls open and close. And at the center of it, the eye is drawn towards two things. One is Mother, who is covered in this black veil, this crown of eyes, these huge Civ-like wings. And on the other side is a three-headed werewolf, and all black, all huge, stalking the corridors. and we hear a voice that says, "The choosing ritual will now begin." And so I think we cut to Morgan as you were leaving. So like we had Brandon in what looked like an iron lung, right? Like he was wrapped up in this huge mechanical contraption. You could see through it, and that's how you saw all the stitches and saw what he was going through. You saw the huge three-headed wolf spirit come out and talk to you. No big deal, no problem whatsoever. As a reminder, this is a complexity 6 mystery. We already have 4 keys. Which I'll go over real quick right now. So the keys we have so far is whoever is behind this is trying to, quotation mark, build a kingdom by, quotation mark, using the children's power. The second key we have is yearbook showing the same unaging teens across the decades in different locations. The third key is a mother was created to take care of the children, a mother for Civ specifically. And lastly, the choosing ritual. The three-headed wolf will choose one of the children. Rose was chosen by the wolf last time. So Rose was like that really cute fire starter who also kind of betrayed Ember, but still kind of likes her. It's very complicated. She's a teenager. We'll cut her some slack. So yeah.
It's messy.
Yeah, it's messy. Though we did establish that the kids technically look older than teens, but they act like teens, right? Like they're not. There's some weird emotional immaturity.
Teenagers played by 35-year-old, by attractive 35-year-olds. I mean, that's how high school movies are made.
Yeah, that's Buffy right there. I mean, like,
yeah. I had a weird time understanding what is going on. I was growing up watching American television, but yeah. And so those are our keys. Our doomsday clock. We have 6 ticks on the clock. And we've ticked it twice so far. I'm going to tick it a third time now. Yeah. And I'm going to mark this as the choosing ritual has begun. And so we get this shot of like a clock suddenly appearing, right? The ticking as it comes down, like these huge steel hands of time moving. And so to go back to you, Celine, as you're walking away from the corridor, you see Mickey was like trying to follow you to see if he could like, maybe talk to the pretty new monster that showed up that he really likes. But at that exact moment, the door just sort of like gets thrown in from behind him. And there's this huge growling coming from inside where Brandon is, and you can hear the sound of metal just being torn apart, and you see Mickey panic, and Mickey goes, "Oh no, but we gave him the okay," and he grabs your hand and he says, "We have to run. We have to save and he's like completely panicking, but he's running with you down the corridor.
Am I getting dragged pretty much? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
You realize how strong he is though, like to be able to drag you like that, like it's no big deal.
I think she's like, "What's so wrong? We can just stop it."
And like you hear like all this growling coming from behind you, the sound of like tearing walls. But when you look back, you don't see anything. It's just the walls like completely being torn apart by an invisible force. But you hear the wolf.
Oh goodness. Where are my friends? I think
probably kissing. Sorry, not sorry.
Probably.
Say, after that rescue, I'm pretty sure that there's kissing happening going on.
Yeah,
right now.
knowing you two. Yep.
There's just all these like robed cultists going like, "Oh God!"
And there was that student with the ice powers there, just watching you two probably making out. So
yeah. And I think she's like, "No, we have to. You can go and save the others." And then she's gonna like try to wiggle her hand out of his and stop. And she's like, "I'll be fine." And her eyes are gonna start turning white as she like floats up and starts heading back.
Nice. And
she has no way to communicate with her friend, so like she's like, "I don't know where they are."
And for chat, like of course, "Hungry Like the Wolf" by Duran Duran starts playing.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Yeah. That's been in my head since the get-go. Since you're like 3-headed wolf in the 80s. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and so as you head back, Celine, once again, like you can hear it, right? You can hear the wolf, but you can't see anything, and you can feel it rushing past you, like it's ignoring you. What are you going to do to get its attention?
What can I do I mean, I could do a lot of things to get its attention. I just
Oh yeah,
how
100%.
destructive do you want to be?
Yeah, I mean, from the like the cinema like the camera point of view, does it seem like it's almost out of phase or like in a different time, or like there's like do we get those like telltale clues that like you're not quite in alignment in the same time as it, or is it more that it's like an invisible thing and it's not, I'm just wondering, because you get all these little like camera tricks to give us a sense of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say like what we see camera wise is as the invisible force werewolf like moves past Celine, we see like Celine's clothing and appearance changes.
Nice.
Right, from the 80s to the 70s to the 60s, and there's like this Victorian England look for a moment. So we know that time is like fraying and breaking at the seams.
Okay. Oh, geez.
But you can. You're a surge. You can handle this.
Maybe I should just maybe I should go save the others and not try to fight it right now.
Come on, you got this.
I mean, I could fight it, but it's also invisible. So, like, how do I fight the darkness?
I mean, you can blow up everything in a square mile within a mile
That
of
is
you.
true.
I mean, that would destroy everything. But
but
I had to remove that move because they told me it was too OP.
Yeah.
It's really OP.
Sorry.
I did like it, but like.
I want to let my players blow up things in the mile. No, but I understand. Okay.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I think I'm gonna do. I don't have any darkness tokens, so that's fine. Honestly.
I mean, unless you're feeling overwhelmed right now. It's just an overwhelming experience.
I mean, it is a lot. So I mean, I think she's feeling overwhelmed, but she's trying to like wrangle her feelings and emotions. So.
Yeah. Just saying, if that's what it feels like, you could gain 2 to 4 darkness tokens.
Yeah, let's go ahead and add 2 because she is feeling overwhelmed, but she's like, I need to save the day. I don't know where my friends are, but I'm trying to do it. Power through the darkness. Let me just read this real quick.
Sure.
I don't. Maybe that.
I forgot that you put up the picture. God. Yeah, so good.
Oh, what am I?
Yeah.
Of my Selena, yeah.
Under 80 self, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I put that in the wrong spot though. There's one down further below, but yeah, you can move her there.
Nice. You also do have the holy symbol arsenal. Like I think it could work on a 3-headed werewolf.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I think I want to do that. I'm going to do that. When you dampen the power's darkness in order to use a holy symbol, tell the keeper. I don't remember my holy symbol though. Did I ever say what my holy symbol is?
Let me focus. I don't think we got to go through these questions actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we picked
as far as I remember.
I think you're right.
Yeah, as far as but yeah, do you want to answer one of the questions now, or we can do it later if you like?
Let's go ahead and answer one now.
Sure.
What holy symbol affects you negatively, and which agent is this?
Wait. I did write down an answer here.
Oh, did you?
The division recovered a piece of the sacrificial area of the island.
Right. Ooh. Oh, that sounds right. Okay.
Good job, Past Jammy.
Yay!
Yeah.
I don't remember. That sounds great. I'm gonna go with it. I just
yeah. Good job, Past Morgan and Jammy. Great answer. But yeah, do you want to say like you're using? I mean, this is just what popped in my mind. Like maybe it was like some of the sand, like you're going to pull it out and like throw it towards the werewolf from.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, maybe I'm like trying to like reveal itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she carries like a pouch of, let's say, dirt, sand, blessed sacred
ash
rocks.
From the volcano you were sacrificed to.
Yeah. Powdered pumice? No, not pumice. Is that volcanic rock is pumice?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe
I think so.
it's maybe it's like powdered pumice from like the rock of the volcano. Yeah, and it's like ashy and gray and like sticks easily to like the skin. But I think she's gonna reach in her pouch, and just like throw it at it and try to like cover it so like it can never go around invisible anymore. At least since it can at least be tracked.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so to activate this move, you technically dampen your powers of darkness in order to use the holy symbol arsenal. Tell me how much you open yourself to the divine energies, right? On a scale of 1 to 3. Being like, I'm going to have to give you like a holy vision of the volcano that swallowed you whole at some point. No big deal. But depending on how much of a scale you give, if you hit it, that means you can choose that many options, right, from the list.
Yeah.
So if you only open yourself up by 1, then you'll choose 1 option. If you open all the way up to 3, you get 3 options.
Let's go with 2. Just to go middle of the road, sort of,
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not like this is a big threat or anything.
No big deal.
Take it easy.
Yeah, let's just. I don't know if it's the first time using. Oh, maybe it is her first time using it.
Ooh,
maybe we'll go 3. Let's go 3 because she's like doesn't really know how to contain the chaos. So
cool. I like it. So like as you throw out the sand, right, and you open yourself up, and you feel the divine energy surging from within that, there's a moment where like we see this figure all in white, like it looks like you with the white glowing eyes, right, and these huge, I say wings, but they're not like the angelic Western ideal of wings. Like it's very much this ancient Aztec kind of like overly elaborate like set of wings that start to fill up the entire room, and their hands reach down. And so for a scale of 3, I'm going to say they touch both sides of your face and they say, just know that there is not a single prophecy that I gifted you with, my child. I have given you the power to choose your own prophecy. You do not have to listen to others. Only listen to yourself.
thank you. God.
Vindicated.
Yes.
Screw you and your stupid prophecies. Tommy.
All right, but let's see how this looks with the divine energies. So we could go over, but we'll see. Let's roll with 3. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. I'm just rolling just 2 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 3. Do that right? It's been so long.
Yeah,
no,
of course.
Wait, why am I Ember? I'm not Ember. Wait, no, hold on. There I am. Okay.
Yeah, you're at the top.
It's been a while since I've used this thing. Yeah, 10, but also, oh wait, it's 11. Okay.
Yeah.
You did it. Oh my gosh, right on the top.
Oh,
so glorious. Perfect. So the darkness and divine energy synchronize to activate the hymn of the righteous. Choose a number of actions based on your scale of divine vulnerability. In addition, you gain 1 bond with the divine entity that aids you. So you gain 1 bond with the glowing lady who says that they gifted you numerous prophecies. But yeah, so just as a note, if we had hit 11 plus, it still would have worked, but it's a crueler use of the holy symbol, right? Mm-hmm. So here you managed to control it. Which
I was like 10. I was like, oh wait, no, 11's the bad one. Okay.
Yeah. That is right on.
Exactly. Okay, so which of these 3, which of the 4 options do you choose? It's basically just one you won't choose at this point.
Okay, so I think the one I won't choose is the created divine weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bind the target because I obviously want to try to at least hold them off for now. Create an area of protection that will save us from any further attacks, and then protect myself from possession or attack. Even though it ignored me, so I don't know.
I mean, it might not ignore you now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, I have an idea for the second one. So as the sand cascades, as that glowing figure rises behind you. There's a moment when you catch them smiling at you before they start to dissipate, turn into sand that like disappears against the walls. You see the sands settle around this creature, and you can see this huge three-headed wolf, way bigger than what you've seen like from the pictures of like Freddy Santos back in the day when, you know, he was, I forgot he's a twice cursed werewolf. My gosh, the poor guy. Anyway, so like back in his days, you know, this werewolf, the corridor, which is huge, can barely contain them. Like their head is like, their three heads are like brushing up against the ceiling. But underneath you can see like Brandon struggling, like the sand is parting it for you so you can see it clearly. And you can see him like being twisted up and being eaten out by the werewolf. Like it's sort of like this werewolf spirit is eating through his spirit, right? In order to sustain itself so that it can exist in this world. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give you a key, like from getting this information. Yeah, it feels like a good use of the move. So I'm going to say that the three-headed werewolf is feeding off of Brandon's spirit and soul. Like it's consuming him from the inside out. Why do I make my NPC suffer? Anyway, the poor boy's really going through it.
Oh, poor boy.
And to translate the rest of your options. So you see the werewolf start to weaken, like it's losing its grip on Brandon, right? And so you can see Brandon starting to surge more and trying to like regain control. And you can see like the corridor starts to like stabilize, like time stops distorting. It starts coming back in. And at the same time, but you can sense how things are just barely holding. Like this creature is incredibly powerful. You can feel like there's just this sense of all this built up time that it's just carrying through all of this momentum. This thing has been feeding for a very, very long time. Like as you touch it, you can feel like all of this hunger holding on to you. And so, but yeah, okay, so we lost Sean for a second.
Sean said whoops in the
Okay, so I'm sure we'll see him back in a bit. I think this is a good time to cut. I was going to say cut back to Sue and Ember. There we go. Perfect.
Hello. I don't know what happened there. I'm glad it didn't end the stream. I thought it was.
StreamYard is really stable for that. Yeah. I have been kicked out of StreamYard a few times and it just keeps going.
Yeah, nice. Sorry, I missed a second. I just got dropped. I don't know, but hey,
no worries. But yeah, I was about to cut back to Civ and Ember, like while we see like Celine holding on to this werewolf, and we see Brandon trying to get through. We see the short hair. He has these glasses on. They're cracked from the effort of him trying to hold on to this.
Was that second option of protecting the mind, heart, or soul from possession or attack? Was that
protecting Brandon?
Was that protecting Brandon?
Yeah, exactly. So that, in fact, you know what? Before we cut through, Celine, do you want to say something to Brandon or try to reach out to him now that he's present?
I think with that, she's going to be in like her, seeing him, her eyes are glowing. Maybe she has that like slight light, white aura to her, and she's just going to reach a hand to him and be like, I can help you.
And I think Brandon like hesitates and he looks confused and he says, but I don't need any help. Like he doesn't realize how bad it is.
And I think that's when she's going to like move closer and start to see how the wolf is eating his soul. I kind of want to have her like somehow grab the jaws of the wolf and start getting an actual fight with it.
Oh my gosh! Okay, yes.
Punch that.
Yeah.
Like the jaws, and just like start like struggling with it. And then maybe that's where we leave it. And that's where I cut.
Exactly. I love that. So we see like that's starting to happen. Yeah, so good. And we cut to I'm thinking then we cut to Civ and Ember making out.
Mhm.
No, just kidding. So when we cut back to this room full of passed out cultists, everything is icy. You see that student who was there with their ice powers, so happy that they're finally able to control their ice powers to help you out. What do we see of Ember and Civ?
I mean, I think you nailed it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I think that there's like this, all this ice all over the place, and like and there's like stalactites and stalagmites of ice that have formed, and they're like dripping. It's like there's like little drops of rain around us because of the heat of our passion is just melting the ice around us. Yeah, and I think like a drop like lands on your face, Civ, like, and because we've gotten in a fight, we're all covered in like dust and debris and soot and what, and so I'm just gonna take my finger and just like brush it away. And my question is, are you stone or are you flesh right now?
I am flesh right now. Yeah,
my goodness.
I think in one of the moves that I did, the side effect was that I have like a hand up to maybe the elbow that's stone, that turned back to stone.
Right.
But yeah, no, otherwise flesh.
Hot.
I mean, literally, usually the stone is quite cold.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I think
wings now again.
Wings now.
I don't think you ever saw my wings. I think Celine cut them off before we met.
I mean, I think I think there were like kind of stumps were visible, right? Like
yes,
yeah. So I think do you do you let them out? Are they visible?
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
Like not on purpose, but
right, just as a natural make out reaction.
Stuff happens when you make out, exactly.
Right. So that's nice. That's a good time. I feel like there is probably something that prevents us from just being like
from just
cool,
continuing to make out for
let's
a
just
while.
do this, right? And Jamie, do we experience any of the kind of destruction? Do we hear like the thundering through the house? Do we get the sense that there is stuff going on?
Yeah, exactly. Like in the middle of this glorious reunion, someone's about to go. And you can tell the students very confused. Like, why is their professor making out?
Yeah, they have like they can still talk. Like they're not going to like be impeded by this. But I think that they are pinned against the wall with a racquetball racket at their throat. It's not like hurting them. It's just like right at that point where it's like pushing them back. Like it's like shut up, get out of my way, like stop,
stop talking.
But I think Ember's arm is like 2 inches too short to actually like do anything more than just pin them. Like it's just no, don't hear it. Yeah. They can still like get around it and talk, or whatnot.
Exactly. And as that happens, you start to realize that the room is starting to shrink. I'm thinking like it's such a strong. I'll just have to say it. Like Disneyland, the Haunted Mansion, like when the room starts to stretch or when it starts to get smaller. That's what's happening in the situation. You can feel the room getting smaller. You can see the sides of the walls like growing taller. And then this huge wind just like blows in and it just completely throws out was it a racket? Like that you said that was at his.
It was a badminton racket, yeah.
There, badminton racket. Just throws it away. You feel it like you lose your hold on it. But at the same time, when that happens, you see like the student looks relieved and he says, the choosing ritual, it's starting. And you hear like the sound of like the growling coming from far away. But I'm going to ask, Civ, how is it that you know that Celine has activated her powers? Like, how do you sense it from where you are?
I mean, it's with the telepathy, right? Like I'm used to sort of hearing Celine at a certain volume, and when I hear Celine at,
When
like
your
this
psychic
volume,
volume goes really high. Yeah.
I think my theory is that it's when the eyes go white is when it's like we've turned that knob up to 11.
Ooh, can I make a
Yeah,
suggestion?
nice. Ooh.
Maybe you'll hear like a high pitched hum when I start
Yeah.
doing like my stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
I like it.
The
Very
audience
cool.
hears it as well, but the besides,
So I think what happens is that when the wind blows through, right, like it actually like pushes me back because I still have the wings out, right, and so it like physically separates us for a
it
second.
lifts, yeah.
And then I catch the humming noise, and my head sort of tilts, and I'm like listening for it, and I'm like, I think Celine. I think we should go find Celine.
Nice. And I would say just prior to that, if it's okay, if we like squeeze a little bit in,
sure.
Ember was like finally getting ready to say like, I know I asked a lot before, and I don't want to make you feel like you have to make a decision right now, but I also kind of, and I think it's like I was about to say like I kind of need to know. And so I would like to reveal my heart, but that could also be interrupted. Like I am more than happy with the move being sort of interrupted. Let's I'm gonna look at the move and see if I can.
I was gonna say, yeah, we roll it.
Connect with somebody, yeah, and so I'm just gonna say like, I have my Ember's life is a life of absolutes. It's everything is like all this or all that or the other. And so for you not to commit just feels like it's an absolute no. And she's like, I'm struggling really hard to find a gray area to like hold space for maybe. And that is, and I think that's.
Are you asking someone to love you and only ever you, maybe?
Yeah, I think I am, which is funny because I didn't know that I'd be able to pull that move off again. But yeah, I think I am. But so I'm gonna take myself some 4 darkness tokens to go up to 6, and then I'm gonna spend 3 and try and connect. Oh, I should share this. Whoops. Oh, it's not sharing because I got bumped and I need to redo the thing. There we go. Yes, so I was at 2, I'm gonna go up to 6, and then I'm gonna spend 3. Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, because it sounded like that's what you were doing. I need to know. I need reassurance.
Yeah, because just like maybes don't cut it for Ember.
There's our subtitle. Maybes don't cut it for me.
So true.
All right. I'm going to spend 3 darkness tokens, and then I'm going to roll and see if I can connect with you. Let you know. Ember.
Ooh, don't forget to add the 2 dice.
Oh, thank you. And I rolled 13. That was great. That was great. On 11 plus, you have a moment of closeness, but it's also a moment of weakness. Ask each other, how do I scare you in this moment? After you both answer, you each choose one.
Oh no!
So since I've been talking a lot, since I've been leading this, I will start asking you, Jen, how does Ember scare Civ?
Yeah. So the way that Ember scares Civ is, especially today, right? I met my mom. I grew some wings.
Yeah.
I'm flesh now.
Yeah.
Things are changing at a pace that I am unused to.
Sure.
And I'm scared that that choosing right now will lead to maybe not choosing the wrong thing, but like I don't know, it's scary.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in all at once, right? And Ember's like,
I mean, I used to be stone, unchanging for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
And now there's all of this all at once. Yeah.
And I think
all the center this change with Ember, yeah.
I think all those changes kind of like Ember wasn't really tracking them. She wasn't like she loves Civ, and it didn't change.
Right.
Yeah, but now I think it hits her. I think what scares her is she's like, oh my goodness, Civ is changing in all these ways. What if one of those ways is caring more about other things? What if one of those things pulls her away? So she's worried that and I think that culminates when the wind like lifts you and pulls you away. I feel like when she's like trying to hold on to you and then you get lifted up. So tell them how fearful. Then we each tell them how fearful you become of them on a scale of 0 to 4. That becomes the number of darkness tokens they have now. 4, you get all the scare, all the fear. You get 4 darkness tokens. And we each gain a bond. And how about me? How scared?
Yeah, you can choose one of those two things. Yeah, either you say how fearful you've become, or you gain the bond.
Oh, I thought it was both. Okay, you each choose one. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll do that. I think I feel like that's that. You're at 4 darkness.
Okay. Well, I was at 1, so thanks for that.
Yeah, sure.
Oh no, all that fear, it helped.
All that fear. I think.
I guess the question is for Civ, like, do you feel like you're more afraid of Ember now, or do you feel closer to what the darkness demands of you?
I think I actually feel closer to what the darkness demands of me.
That makes total sense.
I feel like I sort of have to sort my shit out before I can commit, which is sad because I want to commit. I really honestly do.
Yeah, but you got to meet your cruel maker.
I do have to meet my cruel maker. Yeah, my other thing with season 2, I chose a second. What does the darkness demand? And it's to destroy my friends before they destroy me. No big deal. I'm sure that won't come into play at all. So that's a bond with what the darkness demands of me. So
Exactly. Ooh.
What the darkness demands of me, no big deal. Oh, did I already have 1? Now I have 2. Excellent.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll start with 1.
Yep.
So
very cool. Good. Yes. Well, because Ember, I think I didn't check. Yes, Ember has 2 conditions: lovelorn and obsessed. And so she, I was gonna clear one of those had this work, but it did not. That's okay, because now we have to go into the big thing, the big deal. When they separated, and is it cool that you still say like, you still say that Celine needs us? Is that like?
I think that's the appropriate thing here.
Yeah. Like Ember was trying to reach out and talk to you, and then you heard that sound, and you were just like, we have to get to Celine, like just completely forgetting.
And it wasn't that I was not wanting to confront my own fear or feelings at all. It's really, I just want to help my friend.
Yeah. I think Ember has like this very like stony face. Because she is super committed to the vision and ending of these apocalypses and whatnot. Like, that's a very important thing to her. So, of course, that matters to her. Of course, that's something she has to do. How could she refute such an important thing just because she just wants to spend more time holding hands and smooching? That would be irresponsible. So, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to say, like, as Civ is pulled back with the wind, right? Like pushed against the wall and pulled away from Ember. Civ, I'm going to say that the house responds to you like it did when you were walking through the dream, except now you're completely awake, right? Mm-hmm. Like you have a sense that your bond with this house is growing, that the house remembers you and is recognizing you. And so the walls part behind you, and this corridor starts to form very similar to the corridor when you're walking through the dream. And at the very end, you can see Celine in the middle, like about to tear apart this jaw of this wolf. And I'm going to take Blake's suggestion from chat. Love is a Battlefield by Pat Benatar is playing.
Excellent.
As that happens. And so, Ember, you see Civ being pushed through the wind towards Celine. I assume, Ember, you're just going to run after Civ.
Yeah. I mean, I think Ember can't fly or anything like that, but with her colossal strength, she can bound and leaps, and we'll be following after her. I think she's also going to feel unloved and abandoned. Which is going to trigger a thing because I'm going to get darkness tokens. That's going to leave her torn between. I'll maybe do that in a second, but yes, this is worth noting. It's probably worth putting a beat in the middle, but I
all these
definitely,
feelings.
I want to see this wolf get torn in half first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so as we come back to Celine, we see Civ like coming closer and closer, Ember bounding behind them. Celine, what do we see? Like, are we going to like unleash the dark?
We might. Let's take a look here real quick.
Sure.
You know, just in her like, you know, white button down and like her hair's up and the red lipstick, just trying to tear a wolf apart. No big deal.
No big deal. Yeah. Just a typical party night.
Yeah, just a typical party night. Should I use on Night's Edge?
Yeah. Because then, yeah. Because you're very good at, fighting and using your power.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You have 2 tokens.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use both of them.
Nice.
Another 10.
Whoa! On the
Am I doing that right?
Yeah, no, you rolled a 5 and a 3. And
okay, I guess I am.
Yeah, amazing.
Oh my god, that's.
I love how Celine is just like coming into her powers. The other 2 are like, we're a mess.
Yes.
Someone has to be.
I think I've rolled 11 plus or 7 minus on everything in the last couple rolls. It's great.
Oh, it's gonna go fine now, and right when you really need me, it's just gonna blow up.
Yeah. Okay, so at an 8 to 10, there's a brief moment of serenity before your power crashes through. At any time during the scene, you can choose an option once from the list below, and you can choose 2 in total during the scene. So basically, you have, in old school PBTA terms, it means you have 2 hold, right?
Okay.
But yeah, you could use 1 right now.
I want to use Unleash the Dark. 1 where as if you rolled at 8 to 10, but in addition, you cause great collateral damage.
Nice.
Ooh. So tell me what that looks like before we choose the options. Like, how do you unleash the dark and what collateral damage do you cause?
I think as she does it, she's just grabbing onto the jaws of this metaphorical wolf, because it's not really like the physical wolf anymore, right? It's
phasing in and out. Yeah.
And I think she's gonna just struggle, and then she's gonna start pulling at it away from Brandon to rip them literally apart from each other. And I think with that, it rips some warpy, timey-wimey stuff, like throughout and like maybe just, I don't know, things are in a flux, and so now this is a school because of it.
It's not going to cause paradoxes at all.
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
like just like we saw you shifting in time a little bit. Do we see little bits of like this, like the school from the different photos in the yearbook, where we see like the different times?
Yeah, nice. Very cool. I think as you start to rip it, like all 4 of you, Brandon, Celine, Ember, Civ, we start to see different timelines of you, different versions from throughout time, right? Just like breaking apart, melding together as like Celine just rips through all. Actually, you know what? This is slightly mean. I'm going to say that we see that happen to everybody else except Civ, who is outside of time. Like Civ, you see
I was
everyone.
kind of thinking that actually.
It felt short, right?
It's accurate. Yeah.
Then there is that. Morgan, you kind of had talked last session about Celine having some feelings about like what maybe could have been between her and Ember, and those never materializing. I'm just saying maybe a moment of a possibility of Ember and Celine.
Actually, for once, or for in like some random timeline that they're actually together.
Yes, just throwing that out there to like
God,
break hearts and cause confusion. And
goodness,
like there's this huge mirror behind you along the hall, and we see the 2 of you together, right, in that different timeline. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so let's choose your options from. Unleash Dark is like time is breaking apart everywhere, so you get to choose 2 things.
Okay, so one of them is the Unleash the Dark one.
Sorry, like we're talking about
Unleash the Dark. You get to choose 2 options in that.
Yeah.
No,
So-
wait. Oh, I'm still reading On Knife's Edge. I didn't realize on Unleash the Dark there was more.
Right. You can when you unleash the dark, you can put a condition. You can get
Oh,
what you
right.
want from them. Like getting what you want from them might be pulling them away from Brendan.
I realized like
Yeah.
I was just looking at Unleash the Dark. I didn't realize there was more to add from the actual, or like I was reading On Knife's Edge, not Unleash the Dark. So I was like, hold on, let me get over there real quick. I forgot about that.
Good point.
I want to inflict a condition.
Yeah, to weaken them. So definitely inflict a condition. If you want to get what you want from them, like Sean suggested, to completely pull away Brandon, you can do that.
I want to do that.
But I will say, if you don't choose avoid reprisal, harm, or cost, you'll take a condition most likely.
That's fine.
Yeah, you're still good.
I'm still fine.
4.
I can take a harm or condition.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah. So as you pull at it, right, you can feel the werewolf underneath you start to weaken, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can, as you disconnect them from the source, from feeding on Brandon, and there's a moment where he just collapses like against you, right? As that happens, like you can see and even as he does that, like all the stitches, all the Frankenstein patchwork, it starts to heal, like just starts to just come together, and his hair starts to grow longer, right? And the cracked glasses fall onto the floor. But he looks at you like he's shocked before he passes out, like he's just so overwhelmed by what's happening. What condition do you mark? Like, how does this make you feel?
Oh man, I don't want to say obsessed because I don't think it's that. I don't think it's despairing either. I think it's she's going to be reactive.
That makes sense. And so as that happens, the werewolf like is torn back and like hits against the walls, and like this huge claw comes out and scratches across the wall. It touches the mirror with the other paw where we see Celine and Ember from that other time, just to draw attention to it, claw against those faces close to each other, and it starts pulling in energy from the mirror. It starts getting this like mirror-like sheen to it, and the werewolf starts to become more physical. We see 3 parts of it look towards you, and it says, "You are not part of the ritual. You are not worthy to be chosen, but I will feast on you nonetheless." And the werewolf reaches out and looks at Civ for a moment, like acknowledging its master before reaching out towards Ember. Ember, what do you do?
Dig it. I am gonna do a couple things. So yeah, I as I said, like literally watching Sev fly away from me, I feel both unloved and abandoned in this moment. So I'm gonna take 4 darkness tokens, which is gonna put me at 7. I'm not immediately, I'm gonna take an action now, but this was back then. So I believe I am then torn between and so we're gonna pop up that move. When you're torn between your monstrous nature and your human heart, I think that's perfect. Makes perfect sense. My monstrous nature is yes, destroy this threat. My human heart just wants tender moments. I'm gonna let my monstrous nature show and describe the damage your outburst causes and mark 1 rune. And I think what happens is, and I think that this sort of times perfectly with Celine ripping apart time. I think we see Ember in like cut diagonally, where like she's like a material girl from like half of her face and on the side, and on the other side we see like the black armor and this giant glaive in her hand that is truly one of her, and she's sort of like existing in both, like at this cross section of two realities. And I've described and her outburst is, I think it's appropriate in this moment. But she sees that reflection in the mirror, and she sees that like the creature is getting it, and she doesn't mean to do this, but just whether she means to or not, she shatters the mirror. And who knows? And I think the mirror goes exploding everywhere. Like we're all covered in glass. It's a mess. People get cut up. We're all like nicks and cuts. But also now, instead of there being like one version of Celine and Ember, maybe there's like all these different ones, all these different futures in each like mirror, and it's just overwhelming and confusing. And I think it might hurt feelings too. It's certainly, she's in a like screaming mood, so that's her reaction. And then I think she's gonna fight this big old monster that's hurting her friend, that's messing up the world. If that's okay, I don't want to like do two moves, but I feel like Torn Between is a reactive move, and then I'm gonna take the action. So I'm gonna mark her.
I'm also gonna say that as the mirrors cut through everybody, like, and you see like close-ups, all these different images that happen. Celine, I think there's a glimpse where you see that you're going to have, like, you see Ember like fully armored on the obsidian throne, on the cinder throne, and you're there in front of her, and you hear yourself saying, "I didn't want it to be like this, Ember." And then Civ, you see a moment where it goes back to the past instead of a possible future, and you see your maker saying, "How do you know that you're really capable of love? What if you're just pretending?" And Celine and Civ, go ahead and mark a condition for the outburst that was caused.
Yep.
No, I love it. That's fantastic. Oh God.
Okay, Ember, let's do it. Let's hit the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the thing.
Use all of your feelings.
I think I'm just going to say, when you go up against an opponent that's colossal and otherworldly,
correct.
Tell everyone what you do to taunt them and keep their attention on you. And I say, hound, hounds of hell, the cinder queen calls you. Come to her beckon. And it's unclear whether or not Ember is taking on the mantle of the Cinder Queen, or if she is like trying to summon it into the Cinder Queen's realm. But she wields this glaive, and I think we realize at this point this glaive, which she has in her right hand, is that giant glaive that was over her mother's throne. That like she like takes a million weapons out of the armory, but she's never taken this one before. This was her mother's weapon, and she is now wielding it. So yeah, let's spend a bunch of darkness. I'm at 7, so I'm going to spend 3 darkness tokens to get down to a manageable amount, and try and get this werewolf to come at me. Because violence is definitely something Ember feels comfortable with compared to like feels. So
absolutely.
All right. Roll. I got a 9. Perfect.
Exactly. Oh, so good. We needed every single one. So.
Yes, needed all of them. Yes. You give your allies a golden opportunity. Choose an ally to gain a bond with you. I can uncover a curie at great cost, or I can inflict 2 conditions on them but take 1 in return. Oh, they're so good. I want all these, Jamie. I want all these. Well, I definitely want to give my allies an opportunity. I mean, I feel like Civ is uniquely in a position to bind, control, whatever this. Morgan, you had said Celine like pulled him away and pulled him free of Brandon, but you're holding Brandon right now, right? Like that's okay. So Ember literally like leaps at it, climbs on top of it, and like sticks the shaft of the glaive around one of the throats and around one of the throat's neck, and it's like pulling it back, and it's like pulling it through like this various time space, and see one head in one time, one head in another, and like the main head in the center in the like is still in the 80s. But they're all like in these 3 different parts, and they're perfectly fractured in these like 3 split times, to give Civ the opportunity to collapse the times on them or do whatever rad shit Civ might do. Who knows? So I'm going to give you a perfect opportunity, and I'm going to take a bond. And also, Jamie, do you have an idea for a great cost?
I do. I always do.
I would love to uncover a key at great cost. Perhaps as I'm choking this thing and it says something to me, or
yeah, and it gives you information. I will offer you the cost, and then you can decide if you're going to be willing to pay it. The cost is that by doing so, to get this information, you're going to have to break the timeline further.
Yeah.
And it's going to weaken the futures that you have with Civ, but strengthen the ones you have with Civ.
Hold on. Say it one more time. I need to.
It'll strengthen, it'll weaken the timelines that you have with Civ, where the two of you end up together, but it'll strengthen the ones with Celine. Right? Because, yeah.
You asked for it, Sean.
I know. Oh my God.
Don't have to take it. I'm just offering it. It's okay.
Jamie.
So
like,
good.
You don't
Jamie.
have to take this delicious morsel. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah. I'm doing the thing that Civ said we should do, which is to stop this creature and to fight it. And that is, as they pulled away from me, I am also pulling away. Hates it, but yeah. I think if it's okay, but both of us now remember a time, like we vividly remember an entire timeline, not just like a fraction that we see. We all now vividly remember an entire timeline where that we see that moment where Ember is kissing and the lips turn black, and then as we pull away, that's Celine instead of Ember, instead of Civ. And there's like an alternate reality where that was what happened. Is that okay with everybody? I realize that's a lot of okay. Yes. So cool. I'll take that. I'll take that horror show of a nightmare for me. But I want a key.
Yes.
I want to rip a key right out of this three-headed monster.
Yeah. And so as the glaive is around its neck and you feel the time like break apart around you, you realize that you're using time as a weapon against it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the great cost, right? That's how you're getting through. And the three-headed wolf is like brought down to their knees, and you hear them choke out, but we're running out of time, master. And they look towards you, Civ. I'm doing this all for you, for your perfect child, to give them every power that they could need from the children to create their kingdom of heaven, as you asked. And so the key that I'm going to write down here is that all the children are just seen as like vessels of power that will be given to Civ at one point.
Wow.
I'm sure that Civ would normally be able to make sense of that information if I was not both introspective and defensive currently.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and write that down.
It's cool. I got a new move I want to use next.
Nice. Well, one of the choices I picked was it sets you up for a golden opportunity. So I feel like it's time for you to jump in and decide what you want to do with this.
So this is a new move with the update of Apocalypse Keys.
Cool.
This is a ruin move called Let Sleeping Gods Lie. You suspect that somewhere in your memories lies the truth. You were once a terrible and vengeful cosmic being, destroyer of souls and worlds, before the heroic forced you into slumber. What you are now is just a dream come to life, while the real you continues to sleep, yearning for a new age of destruction. So I have a personal doomsday clock now. If I hit it before we solve the mystery, I become the doom. FYI, just to warn you. But but it
I love
says,
Morgan's.
when I'm willing to reach out to my true self and take back some of their destructive cosmic power, I choose. And this time, I'm marking 2 ruin, taking the clock twice to wield the cosmic dreams of terror like the sharpest weapon and inflict a specific vulnerable target with horrifying hallucinations and bring to life one of their nightmares. In addition, I gain 1 bond with my true and cosmic form, NBD.
NBD is right.
So good. So wow. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Amber, how do you feel seeing your love turn into this? Like, anyway, what does it look like as you take on this cosmic power?
Yeah. So I think it's I think it's like I'm drawing all of this like malfunctioning time to me. And I maybe am like sort of holding a hand out for it, but I'm not sort of actively doing much. I'm just sort of like concentrating, maybe like mentally reaching out to like my friends here have seen me like mentally reach out to things and places and stuff before. But in this way, I have like a weird shadow aura thing that's happening that's probably never happened before. And my guess would be there's kind of an overwhelming sense of doom around me, as usually happens when you refer to, sleeping gods.
Right.
So
I think the camera work and the music knows how to show deep concentration, right?
Right.
Like you see your furrowed brow and see and we hear the tense music.
Yeah, but the the weirdness and the non-bond with Ember, and then seeing my dumb father being like, "But can you actually love?" I think I've sort of hit a breaking point, and I want to fuck some shit up.
Love it. I love it. Jen, is there a like a flashback to where you were like rescued at sea, where we see like the old detritus and like some motion there, like there's a titan that's like 1,000 times bigger than you under the sea or something like that,
I love
like
it.
coming to
Yes.
life. I don't know.
So good.
Just,
yes.
Like a hand reaches up or something. But
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a trench, like a Mariana Trench, right? And there's just a hand coming down as the people are coming down to rescue me. Yeah. Like maybe the hand put me up there. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Perfect. I love it. So you have in your possession the cosmic dreams of terror, like a weapon. I assume the target is the werewolf.
It is, yes.
And so as that happens, there's this low keening wail, like as it whimpers, like, "Master, I'm so sorry, Master," like it's groveling at your feet. And so you see, like, as it's like on its knees, just completely at your mercy, the nightmare that it brings to life. We cut back to the division for a moment as we go back down through all those basement levels to that prison cell. And we see your maker look up like he's hearing something, and he smiles, puts down the book he was reading.
I hate that guy.
And he stands up, like, and he just fixes his clothing. It's time. And we see him slowly start to disappear. And he reappears in front of this 3-headed werewolf. And we see him bend down and touch the werewolf's face and say, "I'm sorry for having created you. You are flawed. You weren't good enough." And touches the side of the werewolf as it slowly starts to unravel, and you hear it screaming. What do you do?
I think I'd tackle my maker.
Nice.
I'm so mad at him. I mean, I'm so mad in general right now, but he's the easy target for that.
He's a good target.
Yep.
100%. I think this is a good place to take our break before we
I think it's a great place for a break. Yep.
Yeah. I love the notion that there's like this, like, this very tense scene where we see the maker of the werewolf, and then just like out of like stage right, just off camera, we just see Civ fly across, just in a dive tackle.
In full
So
cosmic god, like
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm,
perfect. I
love it. Okay, friends, thank you all for hanging out with us. This has been tragic and delightful, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. See you all soon.